do that again.
That'll be energy.
Where does this go?
I'm just going to run back to my seat so that they have no idea. So they can think that we have, like, an assistant.
Are you going live right now?
I thought we were.
Okay.
Are we?
Yeah.
Even if it's messed up, like...
I thought that you said we weren't yet. I don't care.
Should we?
I don't care.
What's my phone battery at? Phone's only at 33%. So, yeah.
Are we only doing one live story? Or are we sharing both? And then I can call.
Switch up phones.
No. Well, I was going to say I can cut if we both tell our neighborhood stories in the beginning so people can hear them and they're live, and then I can cut it and put it at the end.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes, that works. This is going to be weird. Coming to you live! We had some technical difficulties. We don't have enough people following us on TikTok, so we are not going live on TikTok.
And Bree was trying.
I almost got murdered by
the ring light multiple times.
There was a true crime story to be told in here. Let me tell you. Swish my finger. Leon! Oh my god. Dude, I just got him out.
Bree would like lean over and the ring light would just on top of her.
I looked like I was in a Will Ferrell movie. Say hi to Leon, everybody.
Hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
I love you,
Say
Leon.
hi to your cats for us. Meow.
Oh, he's giving you kisses.
Where's Tony?
Tony left.
Sure.
Do you want the cat bed?
No, there's room right here.
Okay.
As long as they let me sit down first. Oh, apparently. Here comes Jesse. So we will probably go live just for the neighborhood stories.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone can hear us okay.
Can you hear us? Great.
If can you hear us? No answer? Great. So we can mess up all we need to. First off, if you are watching, make sure you are sending in listener stories, things that involve true crime, paranormal, neighborhood drama.
Yes.
It doesn't have to directly happen to you. It could have been something involving a neighbor, a family member, or something in your town. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon because there's a lot of great behind-the-scenes stuff on there.
What are you eating?
Like this. Case and point.
The dog was eating a plastic.
I was about to say there's not even food in it. It's just a plastic
It's a balloon.
bag.
It's a balloon bag. It held
Jesse,
balloons.
What are you doing?
She's trying to commit suicide.
Oh my gosh. Oh, do I have to press?
I already pushed it.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I was supposed to do that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I fell. It was. My head still hurts. Anyway.
So do all that stuff.
Yeah, you can watch how the magic happens.
Yeah.
And this is the magic.
So should we start off just greeting each other like how we normally do our podcast?
Yeah.
And then, okay. So this is What's with the Neighbors, True Crime Paranormal Podcast. Why am I so nervous right now?
Because we have people watching.
And
like your mother.
That is Bree.
And that is Amy.
And
Today is Happy National Podcast Day.
It is.
Also.
And National Coffee Day.
What?
I know.
I had coffee this
morning. And you brought me coffee.
I brought you coffee. I knew that.
Oh my gosh.
High five, buddy. Yeah.
I heard that on the radio today and I was like, what?
Not. Look at us. We are just coming in on these great days.
We didn't even know it, and we
didn't
were
even
doing
know
it.
It was like the universe sent it to us.
And you're wearing a coffee shirt.
And it has Hocus Pocus on it, and Hocus Pocus 2 just came out. What?
We are just on top of it today.
We are.
Yeah.
Let's not jinx it.
Yeah.
And there's going to be nothing on the sound.
Do you have a neighborhood story for me?
I do. So we're going to go ahead and just read you guys our neighborhood stories. We're not going to do the whole episode on here, unfortunately. But,
Bree's phone is only at like 3%.
Yeah. And also, if you guys start liking us more on TikTok, then maybe we'll do a live on TikTok in the future.
Share our TikTok.
Yep.
With your friends.
Yep.
And neighbors.
wwtnpodcast. So this one is from the Nextdoor app, or it's a screenshot from the Nextdoor app, and it says, I log into Nextdoor just for posts like these. Today, I witnessed a man outside of JP Licks in Davis Square. What the hell is JP Licks?
Sounds like an ice cream.
Yeah.
shop.
Oh, yeah, probably. What's JP licking? Using crumbs, and it has a giant WTF and an arrow pointing to it, to lure pigeons to him just so he could pick them up into his backpack.
The pigeons?
Yeah. How does one even approach this situation?
You don't. You let the guy do what he's doing.
Just let him get the pigeons.
Just
maybe
let him take them home.
Maybe he's using them for mail. Maybe he's like they're like mail carry pigeons.
Yeah. You can't rely on USPS anymore.
Yeah, it's just like Hogwarts, but in the ghetto.
I used to have a pet pigeon.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Was it wild originally?
So his name was Cappuccino, and I kept him in a like, you know, those wire dog crates.
Yeah.
I kept him in that, and he like lived in my mom's playroom in our house, and that's where he lived there
so
for
weird.
I don't know how long we had him, but how I acquired such pigeon was he was like had like an injured leg or an injured wing or something.
Aww.
And so my dad took him home.
Oh, and you nursed him back to health.
I don't know if
or did
I
he
did
go
it.
to a farm?
No, we let him
Did
go.
Cappuccino go to a farm?
No, we let him go.
Okay, you watched him fly off.
Yes.
Okay.
In the backyard.
Because I've had some animals
Go to a farm.
or just go missing.
Yeah. No,
it happens.
He I don't know how long I'm sure my mom knows how long we had him, but yeah, his name was Cappuccino.
That's so weird. We've had squirrels.
Yeah, that's so cool.
They were pretty cool.
I want a squirrel.
They're awesome. I want one.
Okay, do you want me to tell you mine?
No.
Do you want me to tell you can I tell you a neighborhood story?
Okay, let's go. All right, I'm ready.
Do you see what I have to put up
You
with?
guys ready? Amy's going to tell a great neighborhood story because she built this one up. She made it sound like it's going to be the best neighborhood story ever.
I did not. I'm going to start dumbing stuff down and just be like, this is going to be a neighborhood story for you. And when I call you, I'm like, I have good news.
Yeah, you're so good at building things up. And I'm always like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe I don't know. I'm just a selfish person because every time someone builds something up, I'm expecting them to say, you just got $1 million.
Oh, I see.
It's just a selfish part of me.
I'm used to it though because, and maybe that's why I've never realized that like I do it because when I do it to Rick, the best compliment I can get from him was, that's cool. Not compliment, but cool. Like response.
I hear that though.
Yeah.
I hear his response.
Yeah. So.
That exact tone. That's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or nice.
You want some brisket?
Sometimes he'll like raise his eyebrows. Nice. That's when I'm just like, oh man.
You guys have been together for a long time.
I know. Anyways. All right. So here's my neighborhood story.
Also, we have some really great. Sorry, Siri. I don't need you. I said, it's okay, Brianna. Okay.
Aww.
We have some really great energy tonight. This is going to be a great episode. I kind of wish we could stay live right now, but it's fine.
I know.
It's fine. It's cool. It's cool.
Also, y'all don't know when this episode's coming out.
Oh, yeah. We don't know when this episode's coming out.
It's a backup story.
We're still talking about bunk beds, which you guys still don't know about.
Yeah, what about those bunk beds?
What about those bunk beds?
So this one is from that group that I posted.
Oh, yeah.
I Hate My Neighbors. So someone said, one night I came home from dinner. The local police department knocked on my door. I was told my neighbor had accused me of leaving a dead bird on her car. And then in parentheses, this is even though the public department of health had advised a bacteria was going around killing birds. As I was speaking to the officers, she came out and yelled that I was making birds poop on her car.
Oh, that's. I cannot stand when people make birds poop on my car.
I know.
It's just like they get in the right spot too.
Yeah.
Usually near the door handle.
Yes.
Or it's right after you washed it.
That happens
Somebody
to me every
had
time.
to have done it on purpose.
On purpose. Well, don't you know you have the remote control to like birds aren't real,
We're
first
talking
off.
so much about birds.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I hate birds.
Oh my gosh.
They scare me.
I love birds.
Have you seen the movie Birds?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I love birds.
We were reading it in high school and then we watched like the movie, and then that day I came home and I checked the mail at my grandma's mailbox, and they lived out in the middle of nowhere, and I opened the mailbox and this bird flew out at me, and I was like,
how did he get in there?
I don't know. It scared the hell out of me though.
That's really weird.
No, I don't play with birds. Birds and eyes.
I love birds.
They're going to peck my eyes out.
Well, birds aren't real, so don't worry.
That's true. It's the
They're
government.
A conspiracy.
It's the government watching us all.
I made Alice a shirt that had a pigeon on it, and it said, "I am a conspiracy." I loved it.
I love it. That's awesome. Alice? You made Alice a shirt?
Yeah.
Nice.
She loved wearing it.
Alice? Who's this Alice?
I don't know. She's not here. She's at a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, where is she?
Mm.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. This is our natural. Yeah. So yeah,
that's all the stuff that I edit out.
This
you don't
is,
hear any of it.
All you're gonna hear tonight. We have some stories to tell. And
bye.
Hey, assistant, can you oh, you gotta go to the bathroom?
Oh, okay. I'll stop it. I'll stop it. Yeah, it's all right.
You
got it?
Don't get up. It's okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll wait for you. Yeah.
Oh, watch out for the cold.
Cat.
We'll see if we got any. Yes, you can hear me. Podcast day. All right, guys. We love you guys. Thanks for joining in. Have a great weekend. Bye. That was great. That actually went really well for our podcast. We could have done perfect. Fuck you, TikTok.
I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's good, dog.
Who watched us? My mom.
Your mom and someone else. I don't know who they were. It just makes me happy when people watch us who we don't know who they are.
Me too. My mom's retired, so she literally has nothing else better to do. She'll probably start watching our Patreon ones.
She's gonna find out what's really with.
Look how
neighbors.
long this tag is. I wanted to show you my shirt. Tag.
What's on the gravestone?
This?
Yeah.
It's the embroidery. It says Disney Cartoons presents a silly symphony.
Oh, I see the eyes. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Did you get that at Disney?
Yeah.
Dude, I loved your Star Wars outfit too.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You can have it if you want.
What? No.
Why did I say that?
I'm like, why are you giving me your clothes? You just got it. No. Not taking your stuff. What do I look like? A charity case? I took it and threw it on the ground.
I'll literally give you the shirt off my back, buddy.
That's because you love me.
Yeah.
I love you too.
I know.
My dad says you love me.
No. Your dad's wrong.
Just a little bit.
Your dad is wrong.
Totally right, because I love you too. Come to our love podcast.
I am really excited to share you my story.
Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah. It's working out.
Who's going to share the story first?
You can go first.
It's 15 pages long.
Oh, my God.
Do you want to share yours first?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Who's going first tomorrow? It doesn't matter because they're not going to be in order anyway.
I think that you should share your story first tomorrow.
You think?
Yeah, and this is why. Because I don't want us to be worried about the time. So if Brett shares his story and it's like a whole hour long, you're going to be worried about sharing your story.
Mine's only like 4 pages. It's very short. Maybe 3.
Well, and it kind of loosens up the like dynamic
Yeah.
a bit.
And it forces him to like get, and he can like actually get like a feel for the
Yeah.
show and the mood.
Yeah. Exactly.
Loosen everybody up.
Yeah. You ready?
Oil them up.
All right. So I'm going first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put
So
my sleep mask on. 15 pages, man.
it's really good.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I'm excited.
It.
I am really excited. I'm just messing with you.
All right. You ready? Wait, and you said that yours was not a normal story.
Yeah,
for you.
mine is not normal at all.
Mine isn't either.
Man, what is going on with us today?
I'm going to tell you about. First off, I am so sorry for those that.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So sorry for those who just heard all that.
I want to apologize to everyone that is good or knows Spanish because I'm going to butcher a lot of these words.
Do you need to pass it to me? I took like 6 years of it.
No. Because I would be giving it to you like constantly.
just use
the
acronyms
first couple words, they're all just names. But the first I spelt out and then I just got really tired of going checking. So anyway,
It's okay. It's names.
Yeah, they're just names.
They're not important.
And when I'm
just kidding. Everybody, all the subjects in our stories are important.
Yes,
Sorry.
they are.
Except for the killers.
When I could, I just kind of used their nicknames. Because they all had nicknames too. Well, do you want something else to drink?
I brought a second one.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to tell you about Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. What?
You sound so white when you said that. El Chapo.
I am white.
You just, wow.
Listen, buddy. I want to hear your Spanish speaking accent. Okay. He was also known as Shorty, and so that's who I'm gonna.
Oh snap! That was my nickname. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That was my nickname all in middle school.
Well, he got the nickname Shorty because he was only 5'6", so he got the name like as a kid or a teenager or whatever. But so that's what I'm gonna call him. The whole story is Shorty. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
So he was born on April 4th, 1957 in Sinaloa.
Just say it confidently. It's okay.
Sinaloa. To the parents of Emilio Guzman and Maria Perez. They were a pork cattle farming family, which unfortunately resulted in the father being, I don't know why I said resulted. His dad was pretty abusive, and Shorty, he had like 11 other siblings. 3 of them are not technically reported because they said that they died before he was born or before he can remember them. So, but
oh my gosh,
it was reported he had 11 siblings.
Jeez.
And so Shorty kind of took the front of it. Like, he would get more abused more because he kind of would step in when the other siblings were getting abused.
Oh.
So to take that brunt
right.
for them. So, and the siblings that possibly died, the 3, died of natural causes.
Wow.
Yeah. He dropped out of school in the 3rd grade.
Oh my
which made him illiterate to help his father, and he also sold oranges to the locals. He was a natural prankster, which would often get him in trouble with his dad. So he would flee to his grandmother's house as a safe place. Once he was a bit older in his youth, he and his brothers would hike the hills of Bad Eragatio to cut the buds of the opium poppies. Then they would stack them into kilos and give them to their father, who would then sell them to other suppliers. Did you know that opium comes from poppies?
Yes, I did.
I didn't know that until this.
You saw Ozark?
Oh, duh. I knew that.
Have you seen Wizard of Oz? The poppies. They fell asleep in the poppies.
Oh, I didn't put that two together, but I forgot about Ozark. I did know that. So his father also taught Shorty to grow marijuana, and they would sell them to the commercial centers.
It's an important thing to learn.
I mean, reading, knowing how to grow marijuana, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it's going to get you in far in life, and especially if you live like in places where it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
Like here.
I mean, it is a career.
Yep.
It's a choice.
Can be.
Yeah. So his dad would then turn around and take all the money that his kids, like, worked for.
Oh, that's messed up.
He would take the money, turn around, and spend it on liquor and women. And the kids never he never brought the money home to the family.
So they never saw a dime.
Yeah. So I'm sure maybe some of it, but that's what his dad would do. So at 15, Shorty had enough of his dad's poor practices and decided to create his own marijuana business with two of his cousins, with his cousins, Arturio. Nope, that sounds like artery. Arturo, Alfredo, Carlos, and Hector. Which did, in fact, bring money home to the family, unlike his father.
Okay.
They actually, fed the family.
Oh.
His father ended up kicking him out, and so he went and lived with his grandmother until he decided he had had enough of the town that he lived in, which was that Badaraguato, and didn't want to live this dead-end career. He was like, I have bigger and better plans.
Good.
So...
Uh-oh.
So he moved.
Never mind. Your face.
Sorry. It's just really funny that you're like, good.
He's turning his life around.
He's turning his life around. So he moved away in his 20s and joined an organized crime for his uncle, Pedro Perez.
It's organized, so, I mean, it must be
chaotic.
better. Yeah. I've heard that the organized crime versus the chaotic and, dirty crime is, a lot better of a business to join into.
Nobody likes messy crimes.
No. No, definitely not. If you're going to join a crime, join an organized crime.
Absolutely.
Don't do crime, guys.
Just don't do crime.
Just don't do it, okay?
So his uncle got Shorty a job working for Hector Palma, transporting drugs and overseeing their shipment from Sierra Madre region to the U.S. border towns by aircraft. Right from the beginning of his organized crime career, Shorty was ambitious.
So they included traveling with his new job.
He didn't travel.
Oh, okay.
He was just
he
in
didn't
charge.
Get to go in the aircraft.
Yeah, he just made
wow.
sure that the shipments were coming and going.
See the country. Damn.
Nope.
What a job.
Yeah. So right from the beginning of his career, his organized crime career, Shorty was ambitious and would often press his supervisors to allow him to increase the amount of narcotics being sent over to the U.S. He's like, listen, we can do more. Let's do more. Let's do more. So, he was just trying to be better.
Yeah.
And better the company, So
that's a good motivator.
You have to be tough to survive.
You think he got Employee of the Month?
Obviously. That means that he didn't get shot. So, you have to be rough to survive in this line of work, right? Well, Shorty often didn't mess around when it came to deadlines and time restraints. If a smuggler didn't get the shipment to the destination in time, he would make an example out of them by simply shooting them in the head himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So instead of having someone else do it, he was like, I got this. You
I'll
guys,
do it
I'll do the
myself.
dirty job.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's that's always a good boss whenever they go out and actually like do the lower people work.
Exactly.
Like you have more respect for them.
He puts himself out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this resulted in anyone that thought about cheating him or going to a different supplier for better prices to think otherwise. No one messed with him. His work ethic and practices caught the eyes of the leaders of the Guadalajara cartel. I know you're wondering. Who's the Guadalajara cartel?
Yes, I was wondering that.
It's not a cartel for unicorns. It is a drug cartel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they, then they mix it. Got it.
Okay. So they were the leading cartel in Mexico, and it was led by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, also known as the Godfather.
Nice.
And so throughout this story, I am going to call him Felix.
Oh, okay.
Because that's
so not the Godfather.
Well, yeah. In the research that I was doing, a lot of people referred to him as Felix, like the whole time. But that's his whole name.
Okay.
Shorty was introduced to Felix and was hired to be his chauffeur, which didn't last long because he was then promoted to head of logistics. His job was to coordinate drug shipments from Colombia to Mexico by land, air, and sea. This type of job earned enough trust with Felix and actually provided Shorty the opportunity to work directly with him. Instead of like having another boss ahead of him. So in the mid-'80s, there was a huge shift in the cartel surveillance, with the U.S. government, with many undercover agents that got close to the top drug lords, including Felix. So he had an undercover cop working for him, and he didn't know. And that agent was working with Felix. The agent that was working with Felix was Enrique Salazar, and in November of 1984, the Mexican military raided the large marijuana plantation owned by the Guadalajara cartel called Rancho Buffalo. Out of betrayal from Enrique, Felix and his men kidnapped the undercover cop.
Oh, no.
And tortured him and killed him in the February of 1985.
Oh.
Yeah, which was really sad. This really ticked off the U.S. government, so they put out a massive manhunt to arrest everyone involved in the kidnapping.
Can they do that?
Why not?
Oh, because we're that's right.
Yes.
We can go do stuff over there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and the U.S. government was trying to, like, there was a huge change in the drug cartel surveillance with the U.S. government.
Okay.
So, so to retaliate, the U.S. government's like, all right, we're going to go arrest all these people that were involved in this kidnapping. While all of this was happening, though, Shorty was like, I'm going to take advantage of this, and gained ground within the cartel and took over more of the drug trafficking operations because Felix and all these other men were busy trying to hide.
Distracted.
Yeah. So finally, after 4 years of the manhunt, Felix was arrested. While in prison, Felix called upon his men and they all agreed to divide up the Guadalajara cartel. Shorty and another member, Ismael Zambada, took over and formed the Sinaloa cartel. Shorty was specifically in charge of the drug corridors of Tecate. It's a beer.
Oh, yep.
Tecate. In Baja California, Mexicali, and San Luis Rio, Colorado. I keep reading shortly instead of Shorty. Shorty purchased dozens of properties throughout the country of Mexico, People he trusted would purchase them for him, and he would register them under false names. He would use these houses as stash houses, hiding weapons, cash, guns, and drugs. He also had employees that worked for him at multiple ranches he owned, where... Is that a vehicle? Is a plane starting up next door?
I know. A lot of noises outside today.
Yeah.
I thought it was Josh for a second. No, that's definitely not.
It's
That
weird.
was weird. It was
He
the room
also...
breathing.
Huh?
It was the room breathing.
That's weird. Earlier, the kids were like... There was, like, construction going on, and so there's big tractors, like, that were shaking the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids were like, is this an earthquake? And I was like, no, if it was an earthquake, the ground would make you dance.
It's wavy.
It was really cute. So, where was I? He also had employees that worked for him at multiple ranches he owned. Stop. Where they would grow and harvest opium poppies and marijuana. So, his dad did do something handy for him. The first time Shorty was detected by the U.S. authorities for his involvement in organized crime was in 1987, when several protected witnesses testified in a U.S. court that Shorty was, in fact, heading the Sonalia cartel. An indictment issued in the state of Arizona alleged that Shorty had coordinated the shipment of 4,400 pounds of marijuana and about 10,400 pounds of cocaine from October 19th, 1987 to May 18th, 1990.
I don't know what's a lot, but that sounds like a lot.
That sounds like a lot. And, well, think about it. It's powder.
Yeah.
So it can't weigh that much.
Yeah.
He had received roughly $1.5 million in drug proceeds and were shipped back to his home state. Another indictment alleged that Shorty earned $100,000 for trafficking 70,000 pounds of cocaine and an unspecified amount of marijuana in a period of 3 years. In the border areas between Tecate and San Luis Rio, Colorado, Shorty ordered his men to traffic most of the drugs over land, but also through a few aircraft. By using the so-called piecemeal strategy, in which the traffickers kept drug qualities pretty low so they weren't detected as easily.
That's smart that they were able to know that.
Yeah. And he also started the use of sophisticated tunnels to move drugs across the border and into the United States.
Oh, they did that on weeds.
Yeah. So he started that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Supposedly. So to move, aside from starting the tunnels, Palma, the guy that he used to work for, and Shorty packed cocaine into chili pepper cans under the brand La Comadre before they were shipped to the U.S. by train. And in return, the drug lords were paid through large suitcases filled with millions of dollars in cash. These suitcases were flown from the U.S. to Mexico City, where there was a corrupted customs agent
Of course.
that would look the other way.
They had someone everywhere.
Yeah. And large sums of that money that were reportedly used a large sum of money were reportedly used to bribe members of the Attorney General's office.
Oh.
So it goes all the way to the top.
Oh my gosh.
So when Felix was arrested, the Tijuana area of the cartel was handed over to the Felix brothers. I'm not going to say their names because that doesn't really matter. They were also cousins of the former Guadalajara cartel leader. So they kind of were given this, like, just handed this stuff. So my throat is really starting to hurt.
I'm glad you're going first then.
Yeah. And fears of a coup, however, one of the brothers fled to Canada and was later arrested. Shorty and the rest of his cartel leader grew angry that he fled for some reason. So, whatever. Because of that, though, in 1989, Shorty sent one of his most trusted men, Lopez is his last name, to speak with Felix's clan in Tijuana about this. But before he had a chance to speak to them face to face, Lopez was killed. And the corpse was disposed.
What is that?
It's my Facebook.
Okay, just making sure.
The corpse was disposed on the outskirts of the city, and the Tijuana cartel ordered a hit on the remaining members of the Lopez family to prevent any future problems.
Oh, man.
That same year, the Felix brothers sent the Venezuelan drug trafficker to infiltrate Palma's family and seduce his wife after convincing her to withdraw $7 million and from one of Palma's bank accounts in San Diego, California.
Dang.
She then was beheaded.
Oh my gosh.
And her head was sent to Palma in a box.
Of course. Cartel style.
Yeah. So, can you imagine just like getting a box with your wife's head in it?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm surprised the banks didn't like flag that she pulled out that, unless there was in like multiple accounts.
That could be, or like if you just like go in and like have to sign papers.
Also, it was when in the 80s, the late 80s.
Yeah, 1989.
Yeah, so maybe they weren't as skeptical.
So she was beheaded, and it was known that this was actually the first beheading linked to a drug trade in Mexico.
Oh, look at you. You started something.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, his kids were Hector, he was 5, and Natalie, age 4, were killed by being thrown off a bridge in Venezuela.
Oh my gosh. Venezuela.
Venezuela. So, just to, I guess, teach him a lesson, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Palma retaliated by, what does that say?
Battery saver.
Oh, poop. Okay, let me finish this sentence and I'll go get it. Palma retaliated by sending his men to kill the person that killed his family while he was in prison. In 1991, Ramon killed another Sinaloa cartel associate and prompted bigger conflicts with Shorty. All right, let me go get it real quick. It's all like very like just facts or whatever, but it's all...
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, it's all relevant. It's kind of hard to...
You're welcome. Also, I love you. You're my best friend. Is this annoying?
I don't think so. I don't know. Oh, what are we doing?
Someone from North Pole was watching us.
Who?
One of the people.
What?
Eat this.
Huh?
Cash App Friday. I'm giving away $500.
I swear I enter in for stuff like that. I swear no one ever
It's
gets
the
picked.
freebie guy.
Freebie guy.
I follow him on
Instagram?
Facebook.
Oh.
He's been on.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, in the early 1992s, in early 1992,
Like January.
in early 1992, a Tijuana cartel affiliate and San Diego-based gang known as Calais something kidnapped 6 of Shorty's men in Tijuana, tortured them to obtain information, and then shot them in the back of their heads.
Oh my gosh.
Their bodies were dumped on the outskirts of the city. Shorty, after the attack, it's finally the word shortly. Shortly after the attack, a car bomb exploded outside of one of Shorty's properties, and luckily there was no injuries to be reported, but the drug lord became fully aware of the intended message, like, stop messing with these other cartels.
Yeah.
So Shorty and Palma struck back, because that's what you do, instead of just backing down.
Yep. I see you's top dog.
Yeah, against the Felix brothers, and with 9 killings on September 3rd, 1992. Among the dead were lawyers and family members of Felix, who were also believed to have orchestrated the attack against Palma's family.
Oh my gosh.
Mexico's Attorney General formed a special unit to look into the killings, but the investigation was called off after the unit found that Shorty had paid off some of the top police officials in Mexico with $10 million.
Oh
so
my
they're
gosh.
like, if we get involved, we have to get all these people involved, and we're going to look bad.
Smart.
Yeah, and according to the police reports and confessions of former police officers, so that's why it was called off.
Jeez.
All right. In November of 1992, gunmen of Felix attempted to kill Shorty as he was traveling in a vehicle through the streets of Guadalajara. Ramon, which is the gunman, and at least 4 of his henchmen shot at the moving vehicle with AK-47 rifles, but the drug lord managed to escape unharmed. The attack forced Shorty to leave Guadalajara and live under a false name under fear of future attacks, obviously.
Yeah.
Like now,
yeah, I was about to say, like, everybody is dead. Like, everybody has died around you.
Dead.
But, like, yeah.
Stupid. So, what did he do? He and Palma, however, responded to the assassination attempt in a similar fashion. Like, this is, like, literally the word, like, they just didn't stop. So, on November 8th, 1992, a large number of the Salona cartel men posing as police officers stormed to the Christine, it's like a church, right? In Puerto Vallarta.
You're good. You're doing good.
And they spotted Ramon. Felix and the other brother, and opened fire at them. The shooting lasted for at least 8 minutes, and more than 1,000 rounds were fired by both Shorty and Felix's gunmen.
Dang.
6 people were killed in the shootout, but the Felix brothers, were in the restroom when the raid was going on. And that's who they were trying to kill. Can you imagine, like, you're going poop and you're like, oh, I hear shooting, I'm just going to stay here.
Just going to stay in here.
Stay in the stall. So, and they escaped through the air conditioning ducts before leaving the scene in one of their vehicles. On the 9th and 10th of December 1992, 4 alleged associates of Felix were killed. The battles between Shorty's cartel and the Felix brothers clan left several more dead and were accompanied by more violent events in the states of Baja, Mexico, and 7 other cities. I feel bad. This is what I think about is the people that like really don't have a choice.
Like directly involved. Yeah, that were just born into it.
Yeah. And then their
like
families.
Not even into doing it, but like born into the family.
So you really don't have a choice. And then their wives and kids. Yeah. So the war between both groups continued for 6 more months, yet none of their leaders were killed. In mid-1993, the Felix clan sent their top gunman for one final mission to kill Shorty in Guadalajara, where he moved around frequently to avoid any possible attacks. But he didn't have any success, and the Tijuana cartel hitmen decided to return to Baja, Mexico on May 24th, 1993. And as Francisco Javier was at the Guadalajara International Airport booking his flight for Tijuana, he got tips notifying him that Shorty was at the airport parking lot. So he's like, bring in your men. We're going to kill this guy. So, supposedly, they spotted him in a white Mercury Grand Marquis car where Shorty was thought to be hiding. About 20 of the 20 gunmen of the Tijuana cartel, the Felix Brothers cartel, stormed in, surrounded the vehicle, and opened fired at around 4:10 p.m. at an airport. I guess it's just like normal for Mexico. Right? I don't know. But it wasn't him in the vehicle.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this guy's like a cockroach.
He ended up being in some other, I can't remember. I think I wrote it. Some other vehicle. But the person that was in the vehicle was a bishop.
Oh.
And, hold on. Uh-oh. Why is, uh-oh.
Did you get out of order?
No, it stopped printing. That's page 7. And then it like starts over again. Oh, okay. So it just like reprinted. Okay. So that was 8. Okay. So the bishop died at the scene from 14 gunshot wounds.
Oh my gosh.
6 other people, including their the chauffeur, the bishop's chauffeur, were caught in the crossfires and killed.
Oh my gosh.
Among the shootout, the confusion, Shorty escaped and headed to one of his safe houses 20 minutes away from the airport.
Oh,
and
my freaking gosh.
The president, Mexico's president, he was pissed.
Oh, I bet, because the public.
Yeah, you killed
innocent bystanders.
This bishop, it was like super, like kind of like the Catholic bishop of Mexico. Yeah.
The bishop's pretty big and Catholic.
Okay.
They're big.
Okay. Yeah.
They're very important.
Yeah, he was super important. So, yeah. So the president flew to Guadalajara and was condemning this attack. He's like, I'm done. We're not doing this anymore. He did not. Hold on. I just kind of summed up this entire paragraph because it doesn't need to be said. And so he condemned this attack, right? And so he's like, listen, we're going to do this manhunt and get rid of all of you guys. So they carried out a massive manhunt to arrest the people involved in the shootout and offered about $5 million per head, not head, but per bounty for each of them. Pictures of Shorty's face, who was previously unknown to the public, really, no one really knew who he was. He
He's
was
freaking good at hiding.
Yeah, and now he was all over the place, though. He was on the news, he was on flyers, he was on billboards because he was considered part of the shootout. And so, fearing of his capture, Shorty fled to some other city in Mexico that I don't know how to pronounce, where he reportedly owned a ranch. The drug lord then fled to Mexico City and stayed at a hotel for about 10 days. He met with one of his associates in an unknown location, handed him about $200 million to provide for his family if something were to ever happen to him.
Here's $200 million.
How do you just have
be
that?
fine.
How do you just have that?
Like, I wish.
I know. So he also had some other of his employees to make sure that his cartel ran its day-to-day activities smoothly in case he were to be gone for a long period of time. He got a fake passport and went to Guatemala on June 4th, 1993. His plan was to settle in El Salvador, but the government was tracking him. Shorty attempted to hide south of the Mexican border by paying a military official $1.2 million, but the official ended up telling the government where he was. He's like,
nope,
I'll take
with
the
this.
money. He took the money, but then tipped off the government.
He's gonna die.
Probably. So he was arrested on June 9th, 1993, and was extradited back to Mexico. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison on drug trafficking, criminal association, and bribery. He was jailed at the maximum security prison. Being in prison, though, didn't stop his cartel from booming.
Oh, yeah. Business doesn't stop when you're in jail.
Yeah. They continued daily operations and was still considered one of the major international drug cartels. He was able to bribe prison workers with money so he could continue to live his luxurious lifestyle in prison. Some employees even acted as his servants, dude.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me.
No.
I've seen Prison Break.
Yeah, I love that show.
It's such a good show.
Such a good show. In June of 1995, his business partner, Palma, was arrested, leaving Shorty to take over the entire leadership behind bars.
Okay.
But Shorty ended up being the drug lord of all drug lords. His life was booming and no one would mess with him. While in prison,
in jail.
Even in jail. While in prison, though, like I said, Shorty had everyone eating out of the palm of his hands. He, even the warden, which doesn't surprise me. He had a mastermind plan to escape, and on January 19th, 2001, a prison guard opened Shorty's cell, allowed him to crawl into a laundry cart, and they actually rolled him right out the front doors. In total, there was 78 employees involved in his escape.
Oh my gosh.
I know. The U.S. Treasury named him the most powerful drug trafficker in the world. And he even donated money to Juan Hernandez with millions of dollars that helped Juan become president of Honduras. Yeah. Allowing Shorty to have better control of boats and planes that carried shipment to Mexico.
Had that guy in his pocket, too.
Yep. So his empire made him a billionaire. He was ranked the 10th richest man in Mexico and the 101,000.
Just the 10th?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess there's more people that are richer than him, but I mean,
it seems like he has so much money.
I know. Well, I mean, have you seen the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire?
No.
It's a huge difference. So,
couple zeros.
Yeah.
A few zeros.
Yeah, that's true. He was ranked the 1,140th richest man in the world in 2011.
That's pretty high up on the list.
I mean, there's like over what?
In
4
the
billion
world.
people in the world or something?
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. So, I bet I don't even make the list.
Yeah. can tell you we already don't.
The USDEA considered him the godfather of the drug world. Shorty managed to stay in hiding for 13 years after he escaped, but was arrested again in Mazatlan. He was brought back to Mexico and was imprisoned. However, on July 11th, 2015, Shorty was last seen by security camera in the jail at 10:42 p.m. near the shower area in his cell, which is the only part of the cell that
privacy.
isn't shown. Which was, I just said that. He was discovered that he had escaped through a tunnel leading from the shower area to a house construction site that was less than a mile away.
Oh my gosh.
This escape triggered a wide-range manhunt. The entire state of Mexico was looking for him. It wasn't until 2016 when they pinpointed where Shorty was hiding again.
Dang.
They put his house, which was in North Sinalia, on surveillance for a month. They got wind that the high authority was to return back to the house. And so after a gunman that was guarding the house had left to go get food, they raided the house, but Shorty had escaped through a secret tunnel and stole a vehicle. This guy is like, does not.
I bet he played the best hide and seek as a kid. Go, Shorty. It's your birthday.
About 20 miles south of Las Mochis, federal agents intercepted the stolen vehicle, and Shorty attempted to bribe the agents with money, because that's, why not?
Yeah, money talks.
And when they refused, he said, "You're all going to die."
Yeah, probably.
You're like, yeah.
I'm numb.
The agent's supervisors were tipped off that 40 men were on their way to free Shorty while they had intercepted this vehicle. So they were instructed to take Shorty to the outskirts of the city and wait in a motel for reinforcements. Once at the motel to hide from the gunmen, Marines arrived and arrested Shorty. Nice.
Marines.
Mexican Marines. Not that they're any less, but I forgot. Yeah.
Not ours.
Not
Not
us.
Okay.
No. They're much cooler, obviously. Mexico formally launched a renewed process of extradition to the United States 2 days after Shorty was recaptured on January 8, 2016, after his second prison escape. Shorty's lawyers mounted numerous and creative injunctions to prevent the extradition, but the federal judge involved in Shorty's proceedings, and he was... So the judge that was involved in this extradition attempt or proceedings, the judge was assassinated while jogging in Mexico City.
During this case?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
While they were like trying to extradite him back to the United States. Yeah, he was assassinated.
Oh my gosh.
Shorty was wanted in Chicago. Oh, sorry. So Shorty was wanted in Chicago, San Diego, New York, New Hampshire, Miami, and Texas.
Why?
And obviously Mexico.
Why those specific states?
Because he dealt drugs there.
Oh, okay.
So January 19, 2017, Shorty was brought back to the U.S. to face charges and was turned over to the custody of HIS and DEA agents. He was housed at the maximum security wing in New York, located in Manhattan. He pled not guilty on January 20th for a 17-count indictment. He ended up being found guilty on all accounts. And February 12th, 2019, he was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years and was ordered to forfeit more than $12.6 billion.
Not the richest man anymore.
And he was imprisoned he and he
Bless you.
Thank you. He is prisoned in the ADX Florence in Florence, Colorado, the most secured U.S. Supermax prison.
Oh, wow.
He keeps escaping.
Yeah.
His wife, a former teenage beauty queen, was arrested in February of 2021 at the Washington International Airport and was charged with conspiracy to smuggle cocaine, meth, heroin, and marijuana into the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was sentenced to 3 years in prison and is expected to be released from the Texas facility in September of 2023.
Just 3 years.
Well, the judge took pity on her because she was a teenager. She had just turned 18 when she married him.
Oh.
So the judge believes that he
had any better.
Yeah, and he had a big influence on what he did. Oh, and December of 2021, the U.S. government offered $5 million reward for the intel of the arrest for 4 of Shorty's sons that were involved in the cartel, which nothing has come of that yet.
Wow, that's really recent.
Yeah.
Wow, that went on for a really long time.
I'm very sorry.
No.
His career?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a good story. You've never done something like that before.
It was
very bloody, but it was interesting.
Just like, it sounds just like a freaking drug
TV show.
Sounds
like Ozark.
And it sounds like Weeds, and it sounds like, what's the other one?
It's like what you think
Breaking Bad?
Yeah, it's like what you think a drug cartel would do.
And it literally is.
They got it right.
Yeah.
They do cut off people's heads and mail them to people.
1,000%, which I always thought was so dramatic, but
it's like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, and like going back and forth and fighting with other cartels, like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like,
yeah, someone has to stop. Clearly, you're just losing all these people. Someone just stop.
Someone stop.
Quit being children and get over yourselves.
I really just feel bad for all those families involved.
That were involved, especially the kids that got thrown off the bridge.
Well, the kids, that's devastating. But those families that don't have a choice because, like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You don't have an education.
Yeah.
You don't have a career. So go ahead, join a gang or drug cartel.
Yep. Born into it.
It's so sad.
Damn. That was a fun one.
I told you it was going to be fun.
I like it.
I'm really excited for yours because these are my favorite things in the whole wide world.
Oh, I'm glad that we didn't go live on Facebook for this because it just makes me nervous. Because one, I don't want people like going in there and like correcting me because it's a conspiracy theory and there are people that are going to have different point of views about it. So that and it involves the government and I don't want like we're going to hear like cop cars or a helicopter or something outside.
We are not. I will say I told Rick what you told me, I think yesterday or the day before about someone that we're going to talk to.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? About what he was doing recently?
Oh, yeah.
So I was whispering it to Rick and he's like, why are you whispering? And I was like, because they're listening.
Yeah, they are.
He was like, I can't hear you.
You're no fun.
Well, and so then I was whispering and then he started saying, he was like naming, I was like, the place that's like super close to us. And he was like, Canada, like saying it really loud. He was saying it so loud and I was like, stop being dumb. You're being dumb. It's funny.
Sorry, I'm getting in a better position so I can read.
I'm so worried I'm getting sick. Throat hurts.
Sorry.
It wouldn't have been from you guys.
No, I know it's not from us, but
okay.
We kept our distance. We're absolutely clear now.
Yeah, freaking Kate brought Addie stayed the night last night. She was sick. Like, if you know that they're sick, why are you bringing them over? And then Audrey came in while she was dropping Addie off. Freaking Audrey had the flu. She didn't even tell me. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Literally the worst thing to get, too. Especially for his immune system.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't care. And they stayed around forever, just talking and talking and talking.
Nurses don't give a shit.
No. They don't.
Because they're around it all the time. And they're like, it's not that big of a deal. People are just being babies. Well, not everybody is being a baby. That's why we come and see you.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something I needed to tell you. I feel my heart beating. It's weird. It's like fluttering. I changed my thyroid medication changed, so I'm wondering if it's that. I hate when it gets like this. Gets like what is it called? Palpitations.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to think.
I'm so excited.
This kind of also sort of ties into Hurricane Ian too. If like you'll understand why.
Okay.
Even though this isn't like.
Is it about that the government can control the weather?
Yep. From a certain place.
Place.
Okay.
Oh, because they can control those tail things off of planes.
Do you mean the chemicals, chemtrails?
Yeah,
chemtrails?
chemtrails.
They say that those are. I kind of saw a little bit of that, but I didn't get into that because I'm talking about a specific place that does.
Okay.
So.
I don't think I've heard this one because I heard that they can from chemtrails.
You may have heard of it. It's actually really big. Like I recognize the name now. All right, so
okay, go ahead.
In 1993, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project, or better known as HAARP, HAARP, located on 33 acres of land in Gakona, Alaska, which is near Tok, was created by the government and the U.S. military to conduct research by firing its 360 transmitters and 180 antennas into subspace, which is about 53 miles above the Earth, in order to superheat the Earth's ionosphere. So,
the government created global warming. Sorry, I'm going to be all over this. I'm so excited.
It's okay. I want you to be. So these projects costed like $300 million to do. So lots of money has been poured into this. It generates over 3.6 billion watts of power, making it more powerful than all of the commercial radio and broadcasting transmitters on the entire planet combined.
What?
This allows scientists to study the possible effects of stronger solar waves in the ionosphere, as well as the ionosphere's natural effects on communication signals. By researching this, scientists hope to improve the performance of things like GPS, submarine communication, and the military's ability to map both terrestrial and underground surfaces. One of the projects in 2005 included the creation of the first man-made aurora. They legit made their own aurora borealis.
What?
Yeah. However,
are all of them fake?
They're all fake. No.
It's just a production.
Yeah, it's projection.
Projection.
Yeah.
Up into the sky.
There's just a giant screen over Alaska.
Let's just entertain the the locals.
They have to get up at a weird time, but it's okay. We got them.
And we'll only do it when it's like negative 40 outside.
However, just like any other government super secret science project, some believe this facility could be used as an advanced weapon of war. It's suspected mostly by conspiracy theorists that it is a weapon that could be used for things such as mind control, that it can manipulate time and even weather patterns in specific locations.
Oh my word.
So some of the theories. One theory has to do with the effects that the energy waves from the facility antenna that are directed to the ionosphere It's believed that these rays are then reflected back to Earth on a very low frequency called ELF waves, which have serious effects on Earth's magnetic fields as well as human thoughts and emotions. They believe that the ELF waves can cause rapid heating on the Earth's atmosphere, changing wind patterns, and be used to alter moods and brainwash entire populations.
Oh my gosh.
These waves are also strong enough to affect tectonic plate movements, possibly causing natural disasters around the globe.
Oh my word.
Another theory is that it delivers an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, anywhere in the world and nearby, disabling any and all microelectronic devices in that targeted area. This supposedly causes change in the harmonic vibrations of the Earth to set off tsunamis, raise and lower land formations, heat and cool the surface of the Earth, and raise the lower ionosphere.
Oh my gosh.
Some also believe that it can change the orbit of the Earth, the moon, and other planets, set off massive solar ejections, and destroy an entire planet. This one sounds really far-fetched to me. It sounds like a Death Star.
I feel like, why wouldn't they just destroy it?
It's a Death Star.
It's a Death Star.
This is a Death Star. And if it's not used carefully, it's capable of destroying our entire planet. Lastly, let's talk about the whole mind control claim. So, the project is believed to be able to affect human thoughts and emotions. And this is quoted from a book called Mind Controllers on This Matter.
Okay.
With the use of powerful computers, segments of human emotions, which include anger, anxiety, sadness, fear, embarrassment, jealousy, resentment, shame, and terror, have been identified and isolated with the EEG signals as emotion signature clusters.
Oh my gosh. Can it just like get rid of my anxiety?
Yeah, right? Which probably just makes you more. Their relevant frequencies and amplitudes have been measured. Then the very frequency amp/amplitude cluster is synthesized and stored on another computer. Each one of these negative emotions is properly and separately tagged. They are then placed on the silent sound carrier frequencies and could silently trigger the occurrence of the same basic emotion in another human being. In other words, because that was a lot of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
A lot of this is. Sorry, guys. In other words, the subliminal messages could be inserted into TV and radio waves without our awareness or of the viewer's awareness. Such messages could easily be beamed from satellites as well as triangulated on a desired location. Using the incredible broadcasting capabilities of HARP, these subliminal messages could convincingly even be broadcast over a large area to create the desired effect on an entire population.
So do you think they would do it, like, if it was through, like, TV, they would do it through all the channels?
Like,
or
McDonald's, go have a fry. And it's
Yeah.
like subliminal message in there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go get some fries.
Yeah.
That's why we all want McDonald's, I guess.
So you're saying McDonald's is running the country?
Oh, absolutely.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
But, okay, so why wouldn't they just do that when, like, everyone was supposed to stay home at the beginning of 2020?
Right? Like,
Why didn't we
I
all
mean, a lot of people did, though.
That's true.
But you
maybe they
can't get
didn't
to
want
everybody.
us to stay home.
Maybe it was like reverse psychology. And they're like,
Yeah.
hey, stay home. Hey, watch this. We're going to tell these people to stay home. They're going to do the total opposite, especially everybody in Florida. Sorry, guys. It's true. They go out, everybody gets sick, and the whole world shuts down. Boom. Now life is weird.
Life is weird.
It is weird. That's all I'm saying. All right. So, a Dr. Bernard Eastland is the scientist whose name is most associated with the creation/development of the HARP project. On his website, it discusses his involvement in the project. So, everything that I'm about to tell you is available online. And I can even post a link. Like, everything is on here online.
Okay.
This website that I found all this future next information I'm fixing to read was like, holy cow, blew my mind. And also I felt really sketched out for reading it all.
Did you feel like it was something like it was illegal. For you?
Yeah. But it's clearly public record. So a 1987 patent was issued to Dr. Eastland. It was everything okay?
There's the cop outside.
Like right outside your door?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. I was like, why is there a cop at your house, dude? What did you do? Why are you so calm? I didn't even think about this.
Sorry, go ahead.
So a 1987 patent issued to Dr. Eastland is titled Method and Apparatus for Altering a Region in the Earth's Atmosphere, Ionosphere, and or magnetosphere. In this patent, which sets the stage for HARP, Dr. Eastland states many points which contradict the claim that this is only being used for research and not for military purposes or purposes as for weather control.
Oh.
Here are some of the statements.
Okay.
The temperature of the ionosphere has been raised by hundreds of degrees in these experiments. A means and method is provided to cause interference with or even total disruption of communications over a very large portion of the Earth. This invention could be employed to disrupt not only land-based communications, both civilian and military, but also airborne communications and sea communications. This would have significant military implications, which that's important because that's like the whole GPS thing and submarine stuff. So that kind of stuff is important.
That's cool.
That's what it was supposed to be for. It is possible to take advantage of one or more such beams to carry out a communications network, even though the rest of the world's communications are disrupted.
Oh.
It can be used to an advantage for positive communication and eavesdropping purposes. Military stuff.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Exceedingly large amounts of power can be very efficiently produced and transmitted.
Okay.
It's very powerful. This invention has a phenomenal variety of potential future developments. Large regions of the atmosphere could be lifted to an unexpectedly high altitude so that missiles encounter unexpected and unplanned drag forces with the resultant destruction or deflection. Weather modification is possible by, for example, altering upper atmosphere wind patterns or altering solar absorption patterns by constructing one or more plumes of atmospheric particles which will act as a lens or focusing device. Ozone, nitrogen, etc. concentrations in the atmosphere could artificially be increased.
Okay.
So he just said that it's possible to do weather modification, and everywhere it says that this cannot alter the weather.
But he said
that is one of the things that is capable of.
I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah. A lot of science. They actually, there's a lot of really cool videos on it. Like they pulled out like, what was it? Like electrons or something? It's electrons or something that they got from beam, and then they put it in a microwave, and the microwave created like an aurora because you put like microwave beams onto it, and like this thing is like basically they described it as like a giant microwave going into the sky, and they said like it's basically you open your microwave and you hold it up towards the sky, and that's essentially like what this giant thing is. It's a giant microwave, so it's doing.
It had an aurora in the microwave?
Mm-hmm. Like you could see
Microwaveable Aurora?
Yeah, they should sell them. This sounds great for your microwave.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Electromagnetic pulse defenses are possible. The Earth's magnetic field could be decreased or disrupted at appropriate altitudes to modify or eliminate the magnetic field. That doesn't sound very good to me. That
No.
sounds dangerous.
Yeah. Sounds like we shouldn't be able to do that.
It sounds like we shouldn't just. I mean, we could do anything. I feel like we could do so much more. I know we could do so much more than what the government is letting on. But I don't think we should just because we could. I could go kill a person, but I'm not going to. You okay?
Yeah, my thing.
Did you break it?
Come on.
Don't hit it.
Well, no.
Gosh.
This little thing, this knob right here, it fell, and now it's like all of a sudden it doesn't want to.
Oh, yeah, because the knob tightens it and it keeps it in place.
Yeah, but it was doing fine, and now it's not, and I don't know where the knob went.
Like you just lost it?
No, it happened at the beginning of the podcast. It's right there.
Okay.
I see it. I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, doing so much.
I just love these things so much.
Yeah, I do too. They're really I think this will work for
Good.
what I need.
And it's so easy to take off. You just unscrew the bottom part.
Yeah. It should be fine.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
So, super sketchy sounding, but also trying to make it seem like it is. It is for scientific purposes, and it can do things that would be beneficial. However, I don't know if it was being used for everything that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we were using it.
And if it were to get into
more.
the wrong hands.
Exactly. So there are multiple harps all around the world, but apparently ours is like really powerful, and a lot of countries don't like that.
A lot of people don't. A lot of countries just don't like
Yeah,
us. Period.
yeah.
Most countries. I think
Yeah.
all countries don't like us.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of other countries and a lot of other people, just a lot of people, just period, blame the harp on many disasters that have happened all around the world.
Really?
Such as in 1996, this isn't a disaster that happened. Sorry, I put this in the wrong spot. Bullets in the wrong spot. So in 1996, a Rosalie Bertel warned about the deployment of HARP as a military weapon, and in a book, a Michael Kristofsky stated that recent scientific evidence suggests that HARP is fully operational and has the capability of triggering floods, hurricanes, droughts, and earthquakes. So we know, like, that's just to give you a feel of what it is supposedly capable of.
Oh my gosh.
So in 2006, a massive landslide in the Philippines killed over 1,100 people.
I remember that.
I do too. That was a lot of people blamed HARP.
Why?
Because they believe that it can control weather and the Earth's tectonic plates all around the world and to specific locations.
And maybe there was like no reason why there would be a landslide.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, landslides are pretty random.
I know, but I just like, it's interesting why they would choose to blame HARP then.
People
and
just
not,
want someone to blame.
Yeah.
In 2010, a Venezuelan leader, Hugo Chavez, claimed, hey, didn't you just talk about him? I remember the name Chavez.
There's a lot of Chavezes.
Yeah.
But, and I did mention Venezuela.
Yeah.
But no.
A Hugo Chavez claimed that HARP triggered the Haiti earthquake magnitude over 7.0, killing over 300,000 people.
That was such an awful earthquake.
Yeah, I remember that too. But slippage of a previously unmapped fault along the border of the Caribbean and North American tectonic plates was supposedly the reason.
But it can control those plates.
Maybe. A Chile earthquake that had a magnitude of 8.8 and a tsunami to follow in 2010 killed over 500 people.
Oh my gosh.
That was also blaming HARP. In 2011, Japan experienced a 9.0 earthquake, which was also accompanied by a sudden and unexplained heat of the ionosphere directly above the epicenter of the quake, then causing a tsunami, and it killed over 18,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And in March 8th of 2014, a Malaysian flight, you probably remember this one,
Yeah.
MH370, mysteriously went missing with no plane or no bodies to be found. Many people believe that the plane may have gone off course due to the radar systems glitching and being affected by the radio waves emitted by HARP.
So you think it went off course and then just crashed?
Yeah, they probably
somewhere?
just lost radar. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm watching freaking
Manifest
yeah,
right now.
manifest right now. So it could have been a wormhole. I don't know. So
Have
that's
you-
just some of the things that people blame HARP for. But I decided to go on social media like Twitter and type in HARP. Holy cow, everything, every weather phenomena that happens has HARP involved. Everyone blames HARP. Just recently on September 18th, I'm not going to say by who because I didn't get their permission, but
Uh-huh.
it was on a Fairbanks local page.
Really?
I don't know if, oh no, it was September 16th. I don't know if you remember the little bit of earthquake that we had like a week or two ago.
I wasn't here.
You weren't. Yeah, it was
And I wasn't
right
really
after
on
you left.
Facebook.
Yeah. But I
We
remember
always have earthquakes when I'm not here.
I didn't feel it. Josh felt it. Josh thought he asked where Natalie was, and I was like, she's right next to me. And he's like, oh, I thought she was in here shaking my chair. He's like, I think we just had an earthquake. And then 2 seconds later, I got a text from a friend saying, did you feel that? So someone had posted on a local page saying, don't be blind and stop allowing the government to pull the wool over your eyes. That was no earthquake. The U.S. government started up HARP, and that's what the vibrations were.
Oh my gosh.
It's time to wake up, America. If we don't stand up now, what's next?
What are we going to do? Tell them to stop?
Yeah. Another person on Twitter, and I'm not going to name names, another Twitter post was, while Florida's literally underwater because of Hurricane Ian,
my gosh.
the satanic Putin and his media are celebrating what they call using HARP to destroy America, referring, and that, like I said, that was referring to Hurricane Ian.
Oh my gosh.
And another tweet I had found said, investigate missing lakes, gates and hurricanes, HARP weather modification patterns. Lie was, they will use it for drought, wildfires, lies and lies. They can drain lakes, move them, cause flash floods, hail, and hurricanes.
Oh,
Because that was one of the, in one of the interviews was they're like, okay, so they say that it can't modify weather, but in interviews and other places online, you see that it says that they can modify weather. And in one of the interviews, they had talked about it being beneficial during like a drought because they can make it rain.
well, why wouldn't they then?
Yeah. So like, I don't know. It's very contradicting.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of reasons if there is a drought or if they cause the drought, like it's all because the government is trying to control
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
money and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But it sounds good to the public.
Right.
If they're making a weather modification thing. They're
Yes.
like, oh yeah, if you're too hot, we'll just let it rain.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, all this sounds crazy. So, let me begin by saying that many scientists have brought up the point that this facility only goes into the ionosphere and weather is controlled in the troposphere. But if you know where your atmospheres are, ionosphere is it's the very last one right before space. Troposphere is like you have to go through the troposphere to get to the ionosphere. So I'm just like, why would you bring up that point? You're going through it anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But
and it's not like you can't those atmospheres.
You can't like skip it.
Yeah.
You don't jump. You don't jump around it.
Yeah.
You have to go through it to get to that.
You can't go under it. You can't go over it.
You have to go through it.
You got you gotta go through it.
I read that book the other day. I read a book like that the other day to the girls. So evidently, for years, the government has had the capabilities to manipulate weather. Apparently, in the 1960s, during the Vietnam War, the government allegedly brought monsoons to wash out the Vietnam soldiers.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's true. That's why I said allegedly. If this was something that was happening, I don't think HARP is the only one to blame. Like I said, apparently there's multiple ones around.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think we're to blame for everybody's. Not everybody's monsoons. We're not to blame for everyone's earthquakes. Earth has weather. Earth moves. Does shit.
It is Mother Nature.
Plus, the military shut down the program in 2014. They shut down the program and they sold it to University of Alaska, Fairbanks. Yeah.
So now there's college students controlling the
Now
weather.
there's freaking college students experimenting shit.
They're like, you guys want to watch it make it rain, my boys.
So yeah, they were sold to the college or donated, I'm not sure. And they are using it now, and to further prove that this place is not being used as like a secret government facility, they actually just had an open house in August, which I wish I'd known about, where they opened it completely to the public to be like, oh, this is us. This is what we are. We have nothing to hide. Come and see it.
Because they hid everything.
Exactly.
Before.
Like, you planned it.
Yeah.
Like, we know. That one guy, Shorty, hid from everybody. So, you guys could hide a couple weird things.
Exactly.
And plus, we don't know what we're looking at.
Yeah, no.
We're like, oh, what's that laser beam right there? Oh, that's just a pencil cup. It's fine.
It's no big deal. We
Don't
shoot
worry
that
about
up into the Aurora to watch stuff.
What's that thing that looks like a Death Star? Oh, that's just a giant soccer ball.
Just ignore that. That's Billy's project. He's like 3D printing the Death Star.
Totally normal.
Totally normal.
So that is my story
I
on
love
the HARP, aka High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. Be aware, people.
I will.
The government's changing our weather, man.
They're causing all this rain.
Yeah,
Hurricane. Only they can make it stop
snowing
here.
They were talking about how, like, why are hurricanes so much more predictable now? How come they're just, like, coming out everywhere? Like, because that's my thing, is that, like, because our technology gets better to track them.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the arguments on Twitter that I had seen, and I was like, we kind of develop good technology to do that kind of stuff too. So it's not just them. They're not just like throwing them like one after another.
And I feel like the people that are saying that are people that were around when that type of stuff the technology wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like, we've gotten so much better.
Yeah.
And we've had bad hurricanes in the past.
We have. I was thinking about watching Good Morning America this morning and the aftermath of Ian. And I was thinking about Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
That was
sad.
A bad one.
Yeah, that was really sad. We had a lot of people come to my high school from there who got evacuated, and they ended up staying then for good.
Oh,
A lot of people moved to the area that we were in.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I watched a TikTok today of a guy that was kayaking down a residential street. And he said that, I might have sent it to you, I don't know. He said that a Uber Eats driver stopped him and asked him to deliver the food to a lady that was down the road because it was flooded.
I don't think you did send it to me, but I saw it. I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah. And
or it was live.
Huh?
I saw a live of someone talking about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. It might have been him later. But the comments were like, why is he delivering? Or someone said, why is she ordering in the middle of a hurricane? And
why is he delivering?
yes,
He's got to make his money, man.
And people were like, the people in Florida are different.
Yeah. Did you see? Did I send you the one of the guy working out during it? It was America. Yeah. And it was a guy like benching during like you see all these waves crashing and
my gosh.
wind blowing, and he's just out there working out in the middle of it all.
He was outside.
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's how it is. I was telling a friend of ours who's moving to the south and has never experienced hurricanes.
Yeah.
And she asked me how my family was doing, and I was like, man, they are just fine. They're good.
Yeah.
You know, we don't let it get us down. It's sad, and it really stinks for them. Luckily, my family didn't get affected by it, but
that's good.
We used to go play out in hurricanes and tropical storms all the time. Ain't no big deal.
That's like fires.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's exciting.
It is.
It's terrifying,
It's terrifying.
and I don't condone it, and I'm not sympathetic to it at all, guys. But you know, you gotta have
sympathetic to it.
You gotta make light of a situation, and you gotta have fun. You still gotta live your life.
Yeah, and you might as well make the best out of it. Yeah.
Especially if you're a kid and you're outside with a freaking umbrella and you're pretending to be this weatherman. You're waiting for your umbrella to go inside out. Hi, I'm Jim Cantori reporting you live.
I love it so much. I watched one. There was the water line up. They had like windows and a glass door, and it was like over halfway up.
Yeah.
And there was like the house was dry.
Yeah.
And people were like, I didn't know who your window men are. Like, construction. Man, those windows are strong.
I saw someone floating inside their house.
Oh, I saw that one in a pool?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that
like,
one was
I'm in
crazy.
my living room, and I'm in my floating pool, and there's my fridge, and I'm just floating here.
She was asking people in a later TikTok that she posted. She was asking people for help.
That's terrifying. Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to get out.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I saw a guy rescue a cat.
Oh.
On the Gulf Coast, their like the bayou was like completely drained of water. There was no water in it.
I saw that.
Yeah, because it got pulled all over there.
Yeah, they were like,
crazy.
"This is what it looks like before the hurricane."
Yeah,
I was like, "What?"
Yeah, they got bad damage. It's sad.
So sad. Anyways,
I don't know when this is coming out, but hope you guys are doing okay.
Oh yeah, we don't know when this is going out.
Sorry guys, if you don't know what we're talking about Hurricane Ian, and hopefully there's not a worse one after this. Because there's a lot of hurricanes out there right now.
Yeah. It'd be like that. So
it's a hurricane. I thought the hurricane season was over.
No, man, it just started.
No, I know. It's a line from a movie.
Oh.
My mom and I say. It's from Pineapple Express.
Oh.
I thought the hurricane season was over.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's a very bad movie, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's about weed.
Yeah, I know. It's the name of a plant.
Yeah. Of a plant.
I'd only know that because of my cousins. I don't smoke marijuana, mother.
Mom, I don't, I promise. I don't. Believe it or not, for fun, we just record podcasts.
Yeah. Yep. No joke.
No joke.
Anyways, we're going to get goodbye.
To listen to us, wherever you get your podcasts on iTunes and Spotify. You can rate and review us. They are very helpful. We appreciate them very much. We'll even give you a shout out if you give us a good review. Yeah. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I'm missing something, I think, but we're on all the social medias. Just look for
I think the only one we're not on is Be Real.
Oh, yeah, we're not on Be Real. I thought about making an account, but we're not on, we're not doing the podcast 24/7. So. Yeah. Also, you can follow me on Be Real.
Yeah, me too.
Breeziana Rat-Tat-Tat, I think, is my name. What's yours? A Westland?
Probably A Westland.
A.K.A. Westland? I don't know. Yeah. So... Yeah, follow us and join our Facebook group. We actually went live on our Facebook page, but it's shared inside the Facebook group tonight for part of this episode. Yep. We have a website, whatswiththeneighbors.com, and on there
you can find a link to everything that she just mentioned, along with the link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/wwtnpodcast. For only $5 a month, you can get exclusive content and our episodes unedited and videoed.
So
and
cheap, guys.
So cheap. And for $3 a month, you can get early access to our episode and exclusive content. And you also get like a magnet or something.
And we'll give you an episode shout out, dedication.
You get an episode dedication. And it's super duper cool. And feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, or story suggestions. And I want to reiterate this for those that are still listening. When I say listener stories, I want you to tell us your point of view of the story that you're sharing. Like, type it up, tell us your feelings, put it in your own words, because that is going to make it more personable. And
yeah, you don't have to make it sound like profesh.
No, don't send us a article, because
we want to know you.
We want to know you and your point of view of it. So,
what do you mean, like a listener story?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Listener
yeah.
story.
Definitely don't send us an article, because sorry guys, that's essentially like a suggestion.
Yeah, that's definitely a suggestion. Yeah. But so send us your point of view of any listener story. At wwtnpodcast@gmail.com. And have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors? Bring Amy out. That was a good episode.
That was such a good episode.
It's actually really quick.
Yeah, I have to pee really bad.
You should go.
Yeah, it's really quick for 18 pages.
Yeah.
Or 15 pages.
I was about to say, I thought you said 15. Holy balls.
Uh-oh, I thought I went shuffle on this.
Should we do the sign? Should we have the sign off? No, we'll wing it tomorrow. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just nervous.
About what?
Tomorrow's episode.